I guess I always wanted to be a lawyer. I always enjoyed learning and studying the law. I also found that being a lawyer provided me with a certain amount of security. As a friend of mine once said, if you're a lawyer and you can't find a job in a law firm, you can always hang out a shingle and make a living. I grew up in Colony, New York, went to Bishop Gibbons High School, and then on to Union College, where I graduated in 1974. After college, I taught school for a couple of years in Schenectady and entered Albany Law School in September of 1977. I graduated in 1980 and took a job for a local firm in Schenectady, where as an associate, I was often assigned to do the things that the partners didn't want to do. As a result, I found myself in family court or handling divorces, which I actually found very interesting. After a couple of years at the law firm, I decided to hang up my own shingle, and I started a firm in 1982. For the next 13 years, I focused my practice on divorce, helping people get through what was a difficult time in their lives. In 1995, two things occurred that caused me to dramatically change my life. The first was that I was elected town judge in Niskayuna, and as a result, I began to see things from a different perspective. I observed people coming into the courtroom that hadn't been able to resolve their differences in a civilized way, and saw the toll that the legal system often took on them. The second event involved my parents. My father, at age 66, died of cancer, and 9 months later, my mother, who was 65, also died of cancer. These two events caused me to reevaluate my own life. As a result, I began to think about whether what I was doing was what I wanted to continue to do. During this time, I was also representing a woman, and we were in court one day, and she and her husband were arguing about the dining room set. And as I was listening to them argue, I thought to myself, it's not really the dining room set that they're arguing about. It's something else, something deeper. It was some problem that each of them were having in letting go. And I decided to explore what it was really all about. My search led me to a book by Gary Friedman called A Guide to Divorce Mediation, which I immediately purchased, read, and which I still have on my shelf. In his book, Gary explained how he had converted his divorce litigation practice to divorce mediation. He also offered a training, and I signed up for the next one. I attended a 5-day training with Gary and his people, who showed me a way to help people that allowed them to avoid a costly and hurtful legal battle using divorce mediation. Although my friends all told me that I wouldn't be able to make a living as a mediator and that I needed to maintain a litigation practice until I was able to make the transition, I found that it was too late. I couldn't go to court in the morning and fight with other lawyers and then spend my afternoon as a peacemaker. I was hooked. I walked away from my litigation practice and started my own practice focused exclusively on divorce mediation. The people who wanted to use my services as a mediator also wanted me to assist them in preparing all their legal documents. After all, I was still an attorney. As a result, I went to the New York State Bar Association and secured an ethics opinion, Ethics Opinion 736, which stated that it was perfectly ethical for me to prepare the legal documents for a couple who I had successfully mediated with. I also joined the New York State Council on Divorce Mediation and became a member of the board. I was elected president in 2009 and served for 2 years in that capacity. 15 years after I began my journey, I'm still as committed as ever to helping people end their marriage without becoming involved in a costly and hurtful court battle.